welcome all to this lecture on the art of Minecraft war. So, do you want to be the sole military hegemon on your Minecraft server? Do you seek revenge against those who have slighted you? Or do you simply hate world peace? Well, given any of these motivations, you have come to the right lecture, because today we will be discussing the art of war in Minecraft. Now, in order to understand the art of war, you're going to need to understand the rules of war.
I'm supposed to give you this.
Ultimately, the rules of war are simple. Rule number 1, and this is the most key, control the narrative. You need to be in control of information, disinformation, propaganda, everything that might be true, could be true, might not be true. You need to be in control of that. This is the most important rule to keep in mind during war. You need to make yourself look as best as possible while making your enemy look as bad as possible. And this is especially important for entering war, because your justification will influence how other parties will act. For example, if you say, I'm in this just for murder and conquest, then you could easily attract possible enemies or just not get allies. And a good justification could be used to justify the inclusion of further means of war. All right, rule number 2, which is know who your enemy is. This is just very important because if you don't know who you're fighting, or who you might end up fighting before the war, because you need to know any possible individual who you could end up getting in conflict with. You need to know their strengths, their weaknesses, and their possible motivations for entering war. All right. Rule number 3, do not enter war without allies, because you could easily end up with the worst kind of war, a losing war, in which there's an entire coalition against you, and everyone just wants you dead. So yeah, just if you can't get people to directly join the war with you, at least get people to support you financially with weapons, resources, or even just staying completely neutral could be a major improvement from getting them directly in hostility against you. So yeah, diplomacy, very, very key. Rule number 4. This is a big misconception, but you shouldn't actually fight your enemy. What you need to do is focus on espionage and sabotage, disrupting enemy supply chains, farms, factories, storage facilities, anything that sources their food, their weapons. Steal or destroy wherever possible. If you absolutely have to fight, well, that's the only time you should be fighting is the only time you should be fighting directly is when you have a 100% chance of victory. This is where knowing your enemy comes in key, so you know when it is an actual 100% chance of victory or when it's a trap. When given the strategy, sooner or later, the enemy must destroy itself. Because as the enemy becomes more and more desperate, they'll resort to more extreme measures. That's right, you know them, you love them, war crimes. And by doing this, your enemies are digging themselves into a hole. They're digging into a hole. And you want them deep in that hole so you can get the high ground.
No food or drink in the lecture.
Yeah, okay. Except me, because I'm the professor. Alright, by doing this, your enemy not only is discredited amongst others, but as they're losing the war and you're not even doing anything, it discredits them as strategic allies or as moral allies. And people will turn away from them. People will support your side, which is good if you want the support of, foreign backers, even just as just as words like, yes, we support for you. That's still more than saying nothing at all. This is very key. And rule number 6, this is the biggest difficulty. When the war is all over, you need to... This is when you can truly dismantle your enemy. Because you see, it's never been about land. because the land is not what's important. Land can easily be intruded upon. And if you take buildings, it'll either be seen as too harsh, or would have been already destroyed. Which, yeah, you might say, how have they been destroyed? Well, those were the storage facilities that you blew up. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
So what you need to take is money, and you need to take as much as autonomy from them post-peace deal, and make them into basically your puppet state. And but not too much that people actually think that you're colonizing them. Because the art of war is not about actually fighting war, it's about winning war. And yeah. So that was my lecture for today. Tune in next time for when I talk about the stock market. Any questions or comments today? Speak American, please.
Good lecture.
Yay!
Okay. Well, I'm gonna head out.
I actually wrote notes.
he's got homework to grade.
I actually wrote notes.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Your homework is
Oh no!
Your homework is to destroy a small country. And now, an example of bad military strategy.
Yeah, that was my
Man, you
offer
get really
for
close
you
to us.
to give up, and you didn't take that, unfortunately. So
Why should I give up?
I'm afraid I will have to.
Lock
I was-
up.
I was right! I was typing!
What the hell is that?
What is that? What happened? You missed. You missed. You literally missed. I'm not joking. You missed. That's not. It's not there. You.
Oh. Yes, that is the sort of firepower.
Was that like a warning shot or something? I don't think you artillery a warning shot.
Yeah, it was a warning.
My good sir, that was not a warning shot.